Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Katie Stazek. We had a surprise visitor this morning. It is called rain, so you see the main track is listed as sloppy. The turf course listed as good. I mean, it just started raining a little while ago, Katie, so I don't think it'll affect the turf course as of yet. You can see some bright skies behind us, but the main track has been downgraded to sloppy, and right now the turf course is listed as good. And what a fun day this is going to be. We got triple carryovers to tell you about, and the first one starts in the Rainbow Six. Races number 4 through 9, $109,000, almost $110,000 in that. But there is also a carryover in the Pick 5, $36,000. When we have a carryover in the Pick 5, stand back. They're going to be betting a lot of money. There'll be $150,000 in this thing easy. That's the last 5 races on the card. And a really, really nice carryover in the Super High 5, Katie, of $17,741. Sunday was not an easy day to handicap. We had a lot of nice long shots.
We did, and we said it. It was a very challenging card. That's a 2-day carryover in the Super High 5, and just gives you 3 more exciting reasons to be here today, and looks like it'll be a challenge again.
Yeah, it'll be a challenge again today. The races are not that easy. We'll see how the track conditions change as we get up to those multiple races, so you have to keep tuned in and see what our track announcer Pete Aiello has to say once we get off the air. We also want to go show you a couple of things that's been tweeting around the country right now. One of them is a pretty far out looking horse.
Yeah, that's a pretty far out looking horse. This was a special design by an artist. It's a giant painted pony, a depiction of American Pharaoh. You can see the Zayat's colors. There's a flower representing every flower that you receive on the blanket of each Triple Crown race. The American flag for American Pharaoh, and that is going to be auctioned off for charity for retired thoroughbreds. Can't picture a better way to spend that money.
No, that is fantastic. It's for a great, great cause. We got a little bit of sad news in here, and we're really hoping this turns out better. Lady Eli has laminitis, and you'll see the tweet there. We're wishing the best of luck, not only Lady Eli, Main Sequence now retired, along with California Chrome on the way to recovery.
Yeah, it's been a rough weekend for horse racing. 3 stars really. Lady Eli stepped on a nail after winning the Belmont Oaks, and now she has foundered and developed laminitis. We're wishing her a speedy recovery. Main Sequence injured a tendon. He had nothing more to prove, so wishing him a happy retirement. California Chrome, he bruised a cannon bone. Not sure if he's going to race again. We'll see. Wishing all the best to these wonderful horses, and whether they race again or not, you have to just really appreciate what they gave us on the racetrack, especially Main Sequence. His last victory was here at Gulfstream, and I will never forget that race.
Yeah, that was a great race. So good, best wishes to all of the connections to those 3 horses right there. California Chrome, of course, Main Sequence, and Lady Eli. Then we got a horse that's going to come down and visit us. We're excited about this. This one won its debut at Woodbine in pretty impressive fashion. Debut in a stake, wins it, now purchased privately to be shipped to Gulfstream Park.
Yeah, went up to the Fasig-Tipton Horses of Racing age sale. Didn't sell in the sale, but it was then purchased privately, and this is great news for us because now she's going to be coming here to Gulfstream. She was purchased by Luch Racing Stables and going to join the Peter Walder barn. So congrats to Peter, and looking forward to seeing this horse run here in South Florida.
Well, let's get right to Thursday's action, and we have a 4-day race week again this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we have those huge carryovers. The first race is on the turf, as we mentioned at the top of the show. Turf course listed is good. The rain has already subsided a little bit. Doesn't look too bad right now. I went with the number 3 horse in here, Il Volo. Let me tell you about the scratch. First of all, scratch the main track only. That was done earlier, Penitent Prayers, and I went with the 3 in here, Il Volo, and so did you.
I did. This one's from the Louis Duco barn, and this is a barn that's really been heating up as of late. He made a bold move between horses in the stretch last time out, got up for second, only beaten a length and a quarter, and it was at this level and distance. Louis Duco's going to keep Jonathan Gonzalez in the irons, and I just think he figures today.
Yeah, the Bonds, as you mentioned, been on a roll. We both have the 6 and second, stretching out to one of his best distances. 18 previous races at this distance with 3 wins, 4 seconds and 2/3. He responded last time out to a drop in competition with a 3rd place finish. That was against $8,000 claimers at a mile distance. So going to stretch out to one of his better distance, and I think he'll be right there at the wire. At the wire at a mile and a 16th.
Completely agree. Think think the distance suits him very well. Like you mentioned, one of his better distances, and he's making the third start of his current form cycle, so should be on his game. Who'd you use in third?
I went with the number 7, Farley's Mandate, and this one should be ready, I believe, to offer more. Returned from a 6-month layoff last time out, duel for the lead, weekend to finish 7th behind aforementioned Il Volo. The concern I had about this horse and why I didn't put him on the top, 0 for 11 record at this mile and the 16th distance, so maybe a minor award is in the offing.
I think a minor award could also be in the cards for the 5 Rockies home run. This is a son of mass media. Didn't hit the board when facing Open Company at the $12,500 level last time out, but 2 starts back he was third, only beaten a length after getting fanned 7 wide. And that was at this level back on June 12th.
Well, the second race today will be contested, as we mentioned, on a sloppy main track, 6.5 furlongs, claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 races in life, $30,000 down to $25,000. Scratch the number 2 in here, Great Harbor K. And Katie and I both went with the 5, the Judge Chuckles.
Hopefully he'll be getting the last laugh today. This one's from the David Bratty barn. Earned a 70 buyer last time out when rallying from 5 wide to get up for third. He was only beaten a length and 3/4. That was on June 4th. He's hit the board in each of his last 2 starts at this relative level, and he's going to get Edgard Zayas in the irons today. That's what sold me. Should give him a leg up.
Yeah, number 1 coal miner, recent gelding, is going to cut back to a sprint distance today on the dirt and shows a pair of blistering bullet workouts. I was really interested in these bullet workouts in preparation for the first start. It's finishing 4th against Similar. It was going a mile in on the turf. That was back on May 17th. So this horse looks like it was gelding come back and has been firing bullets in the AM.
Yeah, we're thinking exactly alike here because I saw those bullets in first-time gelding. Those are 2 angles that I love, so had to throw them on there. We also both used the 4, cap in the ticket, that's Sportsbook.
Yeah, dropping to the $30,000 2 lifetime level. Shipped in from Churchill to run a trouble. That broke inward at the start, and it was a $50,000 condition claimer going 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Eddie Castro is going to ride for trainer Ronnie Werner, and this horse looks like a logical spot today. I'm sure a lot of people had the horse that was scratching there, number 2, Great Harbor K. I know I did in third, and I pushed this horse up into third.
I had him in seconds, threw that 1 on the ticket. Definitely figures.
So our third race this afternoon is back on the turf course. Once again, the turf listed is good. 5 furlongs, claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 races in life or straight 3-year-olds. We got a full field of 10 runners scheduled right now to run, and we both went to the outside. I don't know, we got a stamp on our top selection so far, and that is the 10. I feel great.
Well, I think the turn back is going to be the key today for this horse. He's going to cut back to 5 furlongs, dueled on the lead, took command of the top of the stretch, and just got caught at the wire to finish 4th. He was only beaten 3/4 of a length last time out. That was at 7.5 furlongs. I thought that was a really solid performance for it being his first start against winners, and I think this distance is going to suit him perfectly.
You know, number 2, Riley and Jack, is going back to the turf this afternoon. I thought after an improved performance against $12,500 condition claimers, that was going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Tammy Levy's the trainer, Edgard Zayas in the saddle, and just thought this was a logical choice. Actually, third choice on the morning line. If it does indeed stay on the turf, and it looks like it will, I like the number 2, Riley and Jack, to be on the ticket.
What about a horse at 15-1?
Like
That's
that.
the 7,
like that.
Swagger, and that's who I have in second from the Antonio Choppy barn. He's 25% with horses making the dirt to turf move, and this one is already proven on the surface. He's a son of with distinction. He won his only start on the grass and his only start at this distance.
Number 4, Guderian, moved to the Randy Broussard barn via claim. Look at the fractions this horse set last time out. 21-1, 43-4 before weakening late to finish 5th. That was against non-winners of 3 lifetime claimers at the distance. I'm thinking this one's going to be on the engine today.
I know you love key races. How about a multiple key race angle with the 3 Nito? He broke his maiden by 4 lengths last time out on June 18th. It was his turf debut. The 3rd place finisher, Graham, he would come back to break his maiden in his next start. He's also in this race today, and the 2 horses that he defeated that day, Abran Paso and Gunnery, came back to run 1-2 here on Sunday.
Wow. So key race percolating there. You know I'll be using that. Marimbo 6, we mentioned starts in race number 4 with a 9-race card, and it is races 4 through 9 with over, well, $110,000 just to start today. So that's going to skyrocket. This one is 6 furlongs, claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of a race since January 16th, that's 6 months, $6,250. Clean slate again, no scratches thus far in the race. I went with the number 4, Dreaming of Joey. Now in the Marcial Navarro barn, this gelding makes his first start since making a middle move. He faded. Talking about this was a key race, so now we're getting on this key race. It was a 1 mile, 6,250 claimer on May 31st that produced 4 next out winners from 8 starters. Navarro really good with new additions to his barn. He's over 27%. And red hot jockey Juan Leyva been riding in great form. So lots of things to like for me with the number 4, Dreaming of Joey. 4 of 8 come out of the race, so I thought that would be the way to go. I don't know what he is on the morning line, 5-1.
Yeah, that's a nice value to put on top of the ticket. You can tell the Rainbow Six is starting, and it's going to be a challenging wager today because for the first time, Ron and I are in disagreement. Total disagreement here. Only have one horse in common. I gave the edge to the 2 times concern from the Gilberto Zerpa barn. Returned from a 3-month freshening to finish 3rd at this level and distance on June 18th. He just tired after dueling between horses early on, so got caught up in a speed duel there, was kind of forced into it. Zerpa 23% with horses making their 2nd start back from layoffs of this length, and Josie Gomez is stay aboard. But how about the horse that we both have in common on the ticket? That's the 7 Union Label.
Yeah, Union Label moved to the Sandino Hernandez barn via the claim. Drops to this level today. First start since finishing 2nd. That was against $12,500 condition claimers. Was back in the beginning of May. Eddie Castro in the saddle. I see you didn't use the 1 stallion, and I didn't know what to do with this horse. Making its first start since drawing away. Crushed the field by almost 15 lengths, but it was 11 months ago.
That was my concern, and I didn't put him on there. 7-5 on the morning line. I don't know if I would be comfortable taking that price on the horse.
No, and I think you got to go a little deep in this race here because all the angles that we just mentioned are good angles. Now, also what I want you to do today, now that we mentioned we started the day with the sloppy track, always good to go back and check your program and your stats to see how horses have performed on a sloppy track in the past, and that's always a good angle. So we're giving you these selections here. Maybe if you're undecided, take a look at the horse's record on the wet track, and that can make you decide which way to go with that first leg in the Rainbow Six. We got our pick 5 in here. We mentioned $36,000 plus in that pool. This thing is going to skyrocket. Every time we have a pick 5 pool, they just bet the roof off it. We have it's a 5 furlong turf event. Claimers 3 and up, $12,500. Scratch the main track only, number 10. Take time to pray, and we want to go back and show you the horse that I have on top of my ticket. His race back on May 22nd. You have it in 2nd. That's Go Bernie, go.
The top 2 finishers from this day, Ron and I have as the top 2 today, but in a different order. This is Go Bernie Go last time out. He's going to top Matar in this race by a length, but I thought Matar was a fast closing 2nd. Go Bernie Go had the jump on him that day. And with Matar, that's the horse that I gave the edge to today, thinking he can turn the tables. I just found that last race to be impressive from him because he was moving up to face Open Company after defeating non-winners of 3, so a step up for him, and I thought he could build off of that. He's also going to have the freshness edge because he hasn't run since Go Bernie Go has, and I thought it may be a bit of a back class edge too, but Go Bernie Go is the edge in terms of running style because he's going to have the jump on him.
Yeah, and you're talking about the race he ran last. He finished 3rd against $12,500 state-bred optional claimers going 3/4 of a mile on the main track. The trainer is Marcial Navarro. Eddie Castro going to handle the surface switch. Looks like this one likes the turf. Going back there today, but if it should come off for some reason, this one may be the way to go. The other horse I used on there, Matar, for all the reasons you mentioned in there. I went with the 6 running alone, who hopes to be running alone early. Lost his best chance when bumped after the start. Wasn't able to show his usual early speed last time out. And I think this one might be worth a little bit of a flyer at a price up there. He's not really that much. I think he's 6-1 on the morning line. I just thought he might be a speed play, especially if he gets away from the gate trouble-free.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, will depend on what the track surface is like, how the courses are playing. But that's a race where you definitely need to have have both the 1 and the 9 on the ticket.
Yeah.
And then maybe even go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, if you can. I actually put 1 and 9 on my ticket. Race number 6, 4.5 furlongs, maiden claim is 2-year-olds, $35,000. One scratch in here of the number 2, Carupano, and I went with the number 11, Jet Prince. This is a son of Yes by Jiminy, debuting for trainer Dan Peter with a trio of sharp workouts showing. Includes that recent half-mile bullet gate work in 47-2, and I think he's going to be running and gunning. He's got that outside post. He's got to go. Jet Prince. It looks like one of these are 2-year-olds and everything like that. And I know Katie's going to talk about the number 10, Revolver Sessions, who is from the Wesley Ward barn, a filly against the boys.
I'm going to take a little bit of a deja vu angle with this horse because this is a daughter of Iqbal, and he's going to debut in a favorable spot for Wesley Ward. He's 36% with horses debuting in maiden claimers. Ward trained Iqbal, so he knows this horse very, very well and the type of horses that he's beginning to produce. He sired his first winner last week. That was Happy as a Queen, who won for Ward, debuting in a maiden claimer.
Yeah, it's a debut sire. That was the first win. 1 for 3, that sire, first year sire in there. So lots of things to like about this too. I went with the 11, but the 10 certainly going to be on my ticket. A horse that you have in second and I have in third. I really like it here, and that's Haley's Gear. It's just by her sire, Benny the Bull. Produces first out 2-year-old winners at a healthy 31% race. So this progeny likes to win early. Michael Yates, he's really good with his debut maiden claimers. So Tyler Gaffleone in the saddle. Lots of things to like about the number 3, Haley's Here.
A great combination of a trainer that does well first time out and a sire that does very well first time out.
Right. Who else did you use on your ticket?
I threw the 5 in Aussie Dude. He's a son of the Australian sire Longrow. If he wins, he would be Longrow's first ever winner in the United States. Gotta love the connections of trainer Kathleen O'Connell. And the Dam Double Date has produced 2 other foals, and both were winners.
Well, let's go to race number 7 today. 7 furlongs, maiden claim is fillies and mares, 3 and up, $25,000. 9 runners going to the field. And we want to go back and show you the performance on June 24th of How's My Gold.
Yeah, How's My Gold ran very well last time out. And this was her career debut, and a debut that she can really build off of. You're going to see she's the 4. Duels through the stretch, just misses by a neck. Here you see the horse on the outside gets the edge. She drifts in towards the rail, still fights on pretty gamely, and is just edged here, really. She boasts the highest last out buyer of the field for that performance. She's only run once, so again, just so much room for improvement.
And Kathleen O'Connell, if you spent any time in South Florida, know she's deadly second start when horses making their second start. So a logical choice up there, and a horse that you might, think about singling because those races are pretty tough. We both have the 7 Spectacular Flash. This one is another one's going to stretch out today to this 7 furlong distance after a promising 6 furlong career debut. She rallied, she finished third. Trainer Ralph Nix, he's pretty good with horses making their second start, stretch out. Looks like this horse, can handle more distance, put it on my ticket, but I'm sort of leaning towards the 5, How's My Gold in there.
Well, I think especially with the pedigree of Spectacular Flash, too, should really appreciate the extra distance. A daughter of Mineshaft and a Carson City mare, so she wants to go longer.
I used the 4, Starship Tammy in third. I'll tell you what.
Okay.
This one is dropping to the $25,000 level on the main track after showing speed and fading. That was in a pair of maiden special weight races on the turf. The trainer is Alejandro Maimo, and he's sharp with the grass to dirt angle in there, thus throwing it on the ticket. Well, as I said, I'm leaning towards the 5, but going to throw this horse on my ticket. Lots of Starship horses have been running well lately.
They have, and that's another barn, Alejandro Maimo, that's been really heating up lately.
Let's go to race number 8 today. 6 furlongs, allowance optional claim of 3-year-olds and up, $12,500. There's an unpublished work on the number 8 horse in here. He was at the Ocala Horse Farm Complex. He worked a half mile in, I think, 50 and 2 in breezing or something, but our track announcer Peter, I'll update you on all of that. We both went with the 1 Sarlef in here, and Sarlef I just thought was a logical contender in here. I don't know if it's the morning line favorite. No, 7-2. It's actually second choice.
Well, honestly, with the conditions, we'll see how the track plays the rest of the day, but I'm going to have to rethink the top selection. Were this being run on a fast main track, I'd single him. He'd be my best bet of the day because last time out, he didn't take to the slop, and he didn't run all that well, and I was expecting him to rebound today. 2 starts back, he was an impressive maiden winner when topping next out dominant winner, son of a Derby winner, and that was coming off a year-long layoff. He can rebound today, but my concern is the condition.
Well, I have the same problem with the number 8 Bold Summit, and he's making his first start since his 2-race win streak against this caliber competition ended when he faded to finish 6th behind the next out stakes winner called Requite. Requite, remember, a really nice horse, came back to win the Big Cypress Handicap. That was a $16,000 optional claimer. He's working consistently, but I'm not sure about the off-track in there, but I think that this horse, I might switch these top 2 that I have, 8 and 1, because Saul, if you're right, did not run well on the off-track last time out. Who else did you use?
I threw in the 6, Divine Energy from the Efren Loza Jr. barn. Dueled on the lead and faded last time out when going a mile. I thought he'd be well suited to the turn back. But he's going to be up on the pace with Bolt Summit, but we'll see who handles the surface condition best.
Yeah, I had 4 Visions of Dreams in second. He also ran well on the fast track. Didn't fare as well, but he's dropping down to on the sloppy track, so we'll see how that goes. But like we said earlier in the show, this is where you have to go back and look to see which type of horses will handle a wet track maybe better than others. If it's fast by the 8th race and in Florida, that is totally possible, or at least be drying out. Sarlef might come back and be our top selection once again. Let's go to race number 9 today. A final on the card, a mile in the 16th on grass. Maiden claim is 3 and up, $35,000. We're going to go back and show you a horse today who's the number 2. That day was the 10, and that's Blessed with Prayer.
Blessed with Prayer. This is 2 starts back because you have to throw out the last race when he ran in the King Kugat Handicap. Was not only overmatched that day, but he stumbled at the start, so had no chance. But look how well he ran 2 starts back. See him coming from out of the clouds. Rallies to finish second, only beaten a length. I thought that was a great run. Should really appreciate the class relief and is much better spotted today.
Yeah, he definitely looks good in here, with that angle there coming out of the King Kugat. Number 9, Starship Frontiers. We both have on top of the ticket. Drop it to the $35,000, stretching out today to this mile in the 16th. Returned from the layoff for trainer Peter Walder. Ran 3rd as the favorite against $50,000 maidens. Going a mile. Looks like the logical choice in the nightcap. If indeed he takes to it's going to be a turf course with a little moisture. It's listed as good.
Yeah, and the horse that won that day, that was Good and Proper, who was a repeat winner as well. So we'll see if the form of that race holds up.
Who else did you use on your ticket?
I threw in the 4, Charlie Has Heart, a son of More Than Ready. Going to receive LASIX for the first time today for trainer Charles Carey. Also taking a class drop from the $50,000 maiden claiming ranks.
Well, number 10, Ven Holiday, a recent gelding, moved to the Joe Russo barn via the claim after finishing, I thought, a well-meant second in a recent pair on the turf outings against a not softer competition. He's the son of Harlan's Holiday. He's 3 for 3 in the money on the Gulfstream turf course. 3 starts, no wins, but 2 seconds in the 3rd. Recent gelding, going with that angle, maybe this horse can grab a share of the super high 5 that has over $17,000 already in the pool.
That's going to be big. All these carryovers are going to be big today, so it's going to be exciting. And as usual, a full field, no changes in the super high 5 race of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild day. We'll see how everything works out. Great carryovers, great fun. Katie, that's it?
That's it, and the rain has already stopped here, so we'll see what's going to go on with those track conditions. But follow along to see how both surfaces are playing today.
Good luck.